Yo, what up, guys? Welcome to the Double Dusted Discussion, holding it down with Big Lynch, your boy, the South Spouse, and we got my man Kyle here. Hell yeah, baby, back again.
Good to be here,
dude. We got some crazy copyright strikes on cross videos, like not even proper copyright strikes, and putting some of our videos in jeopardy. And one of them was Russian mealtime. We just got that shit back on the channel. Yeah,
classic, certified classic.
For those listening, it's like the first time Epic Mealtime did something with FPS Russia. We went down to his place, and it was just like, it was a blast. I don't think I ever had as fun a collabo after that. I was like hanging out with this guy, shooting guns and shit, and I'm like, this is what YouTube collabos are like? And then every single YouTube collabo after that was just not the same. Way less guns and all that.
Yeah, I never liked working with people anyway, but like you were the perfect thing because we were like both kind of popping right at that moment, and also like we had similar but also different fan bases. Like it was like our fans would like each other if they met.
Yeah,
like, it was
exactly.
like that, and it was like, and we're the same age virtually. I think. Like, what are you? You're 32 now, right? Like just like me.
Yeah, yeah. I'm turning 33 in the summer. So
yeah, same. Yeah, summer guy.
No, our fans were like, if they had set up like a Smash Bros, not exactly that type of fan, but if they had set up like a Smash Bros tournament next to a Pokemon conference, those people, it's like that's how those groups would connect. Those are our fans. Except they weren't that. Our fans were like they played like Modern Warfare and listened to Metallica and watched wrestling.
Yeah, that's probably about right. And like blowing shit up. Yeah. So no, that was awesome when you guys came down. That was I just remember, I'll never forget like going to that back bedroom at that lake house I had and being like, good night, Epic Mealtime. And like all you dudes are crammed into that bedroom in sleeping bags, I think, on the floor. Yeah.
Yeah. We were like in Wings' shower. That became Wings' shower.
No, I bought a house after that. That was
I like to think that we slept in Wings' shower.
No, I after that house, I bought a house not too far from there, and that ended up being the house that had Wings' shower in it. That was a much bigger house.
Yeah, God, that house was still pretty big. That one you had.
Yeah, that was like a rental.
It was a cool ass layout. It was like big open room concept there. And
yeah,
you had a dock with like a boat.
Yeah. I liked being down there, but there were so many bugs. Like because of the lake and because it was in the woods, that it creeped me out all the time, and I wanted to be closer to town.
Those women we brought over were bugs.
Those women we brought over were doing the best they could. Okay, I thought, that was all you're doing. I remember going like
muscle glasses too.
I just remember being at like that girl being like, why didn't you talk to me? And me thinking like, I didn't want to.
Yeah. Yeah, we had better days than that.
I had better days. I just remember I had to call my cop buddy and be like, hey, these drunk bitches, they won't leave. We're scared.
Such a sick move. Having them removed from the premises.
Yeah, I was scared they're gonna fuck up my cars. Like I didn't want to leave them unattended. They're just like, leave us alone. And I'm like, I'm not doing anything to you. I just would like you to please.
Well, you know what I did actually? This is the first time. Is this even possible? The first time that I ever like signed a petition was one going around on Twitter, one of like the fan pages, whatever, for your podcast. Someone was passing around like a petition for Trump to pardon you, and it had like 40 something thousand signatures. I retweeted that shit. I signed it. I don't even know. Is that even possible?
Trump can pardon anyone. But I doubt that he's going to pardon me. It'd be more likely that as policy surrounding marijuana changes over time, and just time passes, I think I'll be able to maybe squash the whole thing, like go back to court and at least get it reduced, or at least maybe the distribution charge removed or something like that. That's the hope someday. I'm not in a big hurry to do it. It's been.
Or maybe they let you hold some shotguns or something.
Yeah, maybe they let me hold some shotguns. I'm currently limited to primitive weaponry. I got my bow.
It's still a thing, man. There's no way you could get like a bow and hold a bullet back and like still like, no, that's stupid.
I mean, if I really like gave a shit about, people always joke about that. And like, you could do Nerf guns and BB guns. It's like, actually, all those Clint Eastwood Westerns, he's using black powder revolvers. Like you load each cylinder of the revolver with like a bullet and the black powder and a cap and everything. And like, those are black powder guns. They're cool black powder guns, but I just don't care. I just don't care.
You're allowed to do that? You can use that black powder guns?
Is that channel now like just non-operational? It's just whatever.
I don't know the password.
That's sick. How long would that happen? You just
it may not be monetized. You may have to remonetize it if you ever get your hands on it again.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't have the password for it. I genuinely don't.
That's crazy.
It was just like saved on my device forever ago, and
there's no way to recover it. That's it. It's just done.
I don't know the email that's associated either. That's the problem. That's part of the problem.
Would you do something with it, or you just like whatever?
Whatever.
You're done.
I mean, I'd like to know all that stuff. I'd like to. I was going to do something with it a couple years ago, or at least a little bit of something with it. Whenever I was like right after I did my body transformation, physical transformation, or whatever.
Yeah,
I was going to upload a little bit of content there about that.
Did you ever sell the library? Like, did people ever try and license your library of content?
No.
Interesting.
What is guns? Is a whole thing. Guns is a whole. It's like a statement in itself. You know,
I don't know. Sell it somewhere where they're down with it. I imagine
that's true. Yeah,
there's a place that'd be into. You have a pretty extensive library of content that's
got some fucking classic bangers out there.
Yeah, certified classics.
But fuck it, bro. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Let's get that pardoning from Donald Trump. That'd be sick.
I think you just got to hire the right lawyer for something like that. Like a lawyer who's connected to the administration. You know what I mean? Like on their way out or something. Who knows someone who knows someone.
Yeah, that sounds like a drag though.
I think the pardon thing. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Trump sells those pardons.
Like pay to play. Yeah, probably.
That's sick. That's actually sick. The DLC.
You could, I bet you could donate to something or another, and they would just.
Well, he pardoned Kodak, didn't he? He pardoned Kodak Black, I think, back in the day, like in the first time around. He was like, "Nah, you're good."
Did you see Kodak Black on Kai Cenat's stream?
Wild, yeah.
He was like high off like some perks or something.
Yeah.
Did you see it, Kyle?
I did not see that. No,
it's a disaster. He's like dancing, sweating like crazy. At one point, he threw like a perk up and like caught it in his mouth, like fell backwards, like taking it.
Perk trick shot, yeah.
It was really, really crazy. Yeah. No, YouTube's different. Man, back in the day, YouTube.
You guys didn't even have Lamborghinis.
Ray William Johnson used to say the N-word, dude. And everyone was
yeah,
he did.
I
remember tweeting once, like in 2012. I was like, that guy, did you guys watch that? That guy said the N-word. That's cool? And someone was like, yeah, bro, he's Indian. And I was like, I don't think he is, and I don't know if that makes sense on any level.
Doesn't matter.
Well, there's remember the YouTuber Nigga Higa? The Asian guy?
Yes.
I think that's like his real name or something. I wouldn't be surprised.
I think it, no, his first name he's Ryan Higa.
Wow, he probably should have went with Ryan Higa for his channel. Right? It doesn't roll off the tongue quite as well.
He was popping off with that, though. He was still popping off. Like I
remember the first time I heard that, I was like, "Don't say that out loud, dude."
Oh, I literally was like, "Niga Higa."
Oh,
like I hit it hard, and he was like, "My name's Ryan Higa," and I was like, "I don't care."
he's like, actually, there's an R in it, but it's,
that's what I was gonna. I was like, how do I navigate the joke that I want to tell and not tell it at the same time?
Yeah,
but yes, I agree.
Yeah, the R is silent.
I had a video pulled up recently. It was I sent it to you, Ray. It was like Ray William Johnson just on a tear of like some of the most
super
2012 type shit to say that you could have said like in 2012, but still not.
You know, he's like the king of shorts now and like TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Like I see him pop up with like 20 million views on a TikTok, and it's just he's got the format down, and I'm like,
that's crazy. Talking about views, did you see the JRE Trump thing is like 50 million?
Did he beat Cat Williams yet, though? I did see 50 million.
Oh, why? What did Cat Williams?
Cat Williams, I think, did 70 million.
That's crazy.
It was. Yeah. That's how the year started.
Like a long form.
That's how the year started with Cat Williams going off on that.
Who would have thought that would get that would be such a big? Like, I'm still surprised that it's that big because I saw the Trump numbers were crazy. I was like, oh my god, this is gonna break the record. That I went and looked, and I'm like, oh, like not even yet.
No, Cat Williams is only 23 million, which I mean,
maybe I saw an aggregate number. So the JRE full episode,
that Cat Williams, like on Twitter also. It was insane, the amount of clips going around.
So you're saying that Trump is 50 mil on YouTube or 50 mil across audio?
50 mil on YouTube.
That's wild. On a long
like
form,
God
like
knows what it's
podcast?
doing everywhere else.
Damn.
Yeah, and she refused to do it. She was like, "You come to me and we'll do 1 hour." And he's
I
like,
saw that. Yeah.
"Are you crazy? Come to me and do 3 hours and win."
Yeah,
or at least come close.
But Joe never asked him about the island.
No, we didn't ask him about the island.
Why didn't he ask him about the island?
Well, you would think he would ask him about the island. Like finally he meets someone who went to the island. It's like, hey, so I know how it is when you got these friends and it turns out they're kind of weird. You had that happen 15 or 20 times. Let's talk about
sick. It would have been sick if he did that.
So you
I
think there's no,
he didn't do that.
You think so? I know the claim is that there's no conditions. Like you can ask whatever you want. That's the claim. You believe that? Yeah. You believe that actually how it went down?
It's Donald Trump, dude. There's always conditions. No matter what he says, he's making it up whenever. And then he's the most powerful. I don't even know if I want to be like, oh, I don't know, bro. You're at that little kid island, weren't you?
I thought he was dropping the list.
But we saw all the shit. And then the guy's the president the next day. And he's like the craziest guy. And now he's like the most powerful man in the universe. And he's like,
I don't know. Have you seen Alex Jones going off
what
for
the
release
fuck
recently?
Did you ask me yesterday?
Do you see Alex Jones going on?
On some deep state shit?
He was like, they're going to install Kamala Harris in the next month. Donald Trump is done. He's like, but he's like putting it out like multiple times.
Yeah, but I've been seeing people on Twitter saying shit like that.
Yeah,
they were talking about some move.
Yeah,
like
there's a couple moves.
You tell you.
All right. Okay, I like to hear.
Talk to us. Let's hear from the boy. He's from the USA. We don't know shit
better than us.
Canadian shit.
So there's a couple moves they've been talking about doing, and both of them, if you ask me, if I were a Democrat, like a bleed blue Democrat, I would be humiliated to even have it brought up. It's like, all right, we lost.
What if you're already at max humiliation?
Then surprise, because
it goes deeper.
I saw someone from her campaign, like one of her people on CNN, and they're doing one of those round tables, and he said like, Joe Biden has been a good president. He's done this, that, the other, but now it's time for him to truly do what he claimed that he was going to do and be a transitional president, resign the presidency, make Kamala the 47th president of the United States and the first woman president. And everybody's like, the fuck are you talking about? You want the first woman president to achieve it through a like participation trophy? You're like, hey, sorry you didn't win, but like we thought we'd let you like, you know, sit in the chair for a little while. So you keep it warm for Donald. You know what I mean? You like you can try it out. No real president stuff, but you know.
He would never.
Yeah. No, you can't be.
She wouldn't want it.
Yeah. You can't be.
Can you imagine her and wanting that? That's pathetic.
I can't imagine pulling out a loophole in the system to do a maneuver like that where you have to explain to everyone the rules of the game after. No, people can't handle any more information right now.
Well, then the other move is having one of the aged liberal Supreme Court justices retire,
and have her be there.
Stick Kamala in there.
Yeah.
I guess she is she's a lawyer, right? I guess she is a
she
DA,
was
right?
She's a DA in California, taking down those dangerous marijuana smokers.
Yeah.
If I was writing a comedy, I would make her be the Supreme Court judge, like so that they stay. There's more, you know, we get more seasons out of this shit. How's the anime doing? You know, like how much do we want next season? We're on like season 5. If this is a Japanese anime,
is Trump the star of the anime? Is it about him?
It's literally called like Trump-a-son. Or
Trump-a-son. I like it. I had that in my head. I was like, Trump-a-son?
Yeah, something like that, right?
I would watch an anime about Donald Trump's life and his exploits. Look, he is like clearly like an awful person and everything. But God damn, you can't say that he doesn't win and he doesn't just keep winning.
Did you guys watch the movie The Apprentice?
No.
Oh man, I just watched it like the other day, and it's about him and Roy Cohn. His lawyer supposedly taught him everything he knows about business. And it's the actor Jeremy Strong from what do you call it? Oh my god,
Succession.
I saw some clips of it.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
What's it on?
I just
stole it. Okay.
No, I wouldn't do something like that. I can't remember where I watched it, but
he watched it on watchmovies.at or something.
They show him as like a very eager young. It's like basically shows his early life when he transitioned into like when he bought, you know, when he started making all the fancy hotels because his dad, they had owned buildings, but they were more sort of lower income style video buildings and stuff like that. And he kind of brought the Trump name to the plaza and all those other big sort of.
Did they cover any of that part of his life where he was posing as his own publicist?
They did not, but I thought about it a lot because I guess Roy Cohn is this very famous lawyer who died in like the 80s from AIDS, in fact. And he was
Jew.
And he's like a very distinct
Jew
person, hardcore. Like he fought fought federal cases and won, and was just a hardcore type of dude. And they placed him as the guy who taught Trump at a young age how to basically be his own publicist, how to spin a narrative, how to create his own sort of story to the public, and to get what he wants in business. And that's how they positioned the whole sort of movie. But Jeremy Strong's just an intense dude in general. It's like the perfect guy to play that actor. And it was pretty
If
interesting.
it was a Japanese anime, the whole arc of him being trained by a Jew in the art of being his own publicist and stuff, and it's all dramatic, like anime style, that'd be so sick. It's like all extra drawn out and stuff like that.
You guys watch a lot of anime? Is that what's going on here? Because I did read a stat that Gen
I haven't
Z.
watched anime in a while. The last time I watched anime was I was getting ready for boxing, and I watched a boxing anime because it was just exciting, under Marlon's recommendation of Jima no Ippo. That was chill. But I haven't watched, like, anime comes out and I hear good recommendations, but I haven't been getting down in like the last few
I just
years.
read a
What
stat
about
that
you,
like
Kyle?
Gen Z is loving like anime. It's like 40% of their
Oh yeah,
consumption.
my nephews, that's Gen Alpha, loves it too. You get down with anime, Kyle? You watch that?
Almost zero. I I really liked what was it called? Scavengers Reign just came out on Netflix.
That's so sick.
And
not here in Canada, by the way.
I'm not sure if that counts as anime, but like it's like my version of anime, like the way that there's Americanized tacos. Like that's Americanized anime, I guess. I thought that was sick. I love that world they went. So basically, it's like futuristic space travel shit. They've crashed onto a planet, and the story's told out of order, so you don't know how the crash happened at first. You just know they're on a planet and they crashed. You kind of get that information filled in later. But the animals and the wildlife on the planet are, for the first time, truly alien. I remember there was a Discovery Channel or a History Channel special where they did a whole CGI episode of hypothetical alien worlds and alien life on them, and just weird goofball stuff that like looks nothing like our world. And that's what that show is like. I dug that a lot.
My buddy Steve, he was Steve Saragosa, shout out. He was like talking about this Scavengers Reign. He was like, he's like, dude, everything has a mouth on that planet. Like everything has a mouth. And it's funny, like I was a huge fan of Mass Effect, huge fan. And Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 is probably one of my favorite gaming series ever. And I remember getting excited for Andromeda, Mass Effect Andromeda. And it's like, man, the next galaxy over, it's going to be crazy. I wonder what it's going to be like. And then I played the game, and spoiler alert, very early on, you get there and you get out of the ship and you're attacked by the aliens there. And they have like belts on their pants. And they're holding guns with their two arms. And I'm like, kind of stupid ass shit is this? We came all the way here to fight fucking men, fucking dudes. Like they're just dudes. They look at him. He's got. I bet he's got a dick and two balls. And the balls are under the dick as they should be. And I mean,
there's parallel. Was it like parallel evolution or whatever? Like how very similar trait. Like eyeballs have evolved independently several times on our planet, like through completely different paths.
Well, I look at stuff. I look at my dog, and I'm like, but we are so close, man. Look at you, brain, heart, brain, heart, lungs, bones, nails, eyeballs, two of them. Hearing. Like I'm like, this is we got literally the same shit. I mean, he's a fucking idiot though. He's a little dumbass dog. Me, I'm human. Actually, this is the craziest thing that I was thinking about. This was I was really on one. And I was, let's say I was on a couple.
I was going to say on ketamine? What was it?
Ketamine, MDA. We had some strawberry, aka 2C, and mescaline.
Jesus.
No, everything I'm saying is a joke. But so I'm on one, and I was thinking about what makes us separate from everyone else. And by everyone else, I mean my two fucking dogs and every other animal out there. We have ideas, dudes. Ideas. Think about ideas. Like I was at this music festival. I was looking at the speakers and they were like, boom, 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 boom. And I was like, yo, someone had an idea. Someone was like banging a rock to sharpen a fucking another rock to stab into some animal to hunt. And he was banging it and it made a beat. And someone else was like, had the idea of being like, or something like that. And
that's how it started.
Someone else had an idea. They were like, yo, like, you know, like shake that, like maybe. But what's crazy is then like we have this idea to make it louder. We had ideas to like make speakers and make blueprints and figure it out. And then we had this idea to take all this shit and some lights, stand there and enjoy the music. Obviously, you can imagine how high I was in this moment.
Yeah,
but I was like, oh,
I'm
these are
now.
all ideas. Like sometimes good ideas, sometimes we have bad ideas. I know people with a lot of bad ideas, but we have ideas.
I think they have ideas.
You
though.
think my dog has ever had a fucking idea in his life?
I think he has. Yeah. I think he has had ideas.
I think he's had schemes or plans,
Definitely
and I think they're very lizard brain focused. I think he's been like I've seen him do moves. I got 2 dogs. I have a Chihuahua and I have an older Yorkie, and the Yorkie is much weaker, but he's always using his brain, and like he'll do something like they'll both get a treat and he'll eat his real fast, and he doesn't usually play with the other dog, but the other dog loves playing. So what he'll do is like, when he eats his treat real fast, he has this, I guess it's an idea, but it, you know, it's like a scheme, a plan. He'll run by the other dog all excited and like try and get him to play, and the other dog will abandon his treat for a millisecond, do like a 360. Now this dog has possession of his treat and he's eating it. And
not
like
just
that
dogs,
whole thing was like a plan, you know?
I don't think it's that far away before we give dolphins like personhood and rights. Like I think they're gonna. I think they're close. They're so goddamn smart, dude.
They do a lot of shit. Well, you heard
the Navy does crazy shit with the dolphins. The Navy's had this dolphin program since World War II. They train them to do all sorts of wild stuff. They'll swim into an enemy port, place a magnetic explosive onto the right ship, and then come back.
Bro, I need to play that game so badly. That's the video game I need. I need to be tactical dolphin, doing these fucking stealth mission shit like that. I heard dolphins pick on sharks a lot because a shark can't turn. A shark can only turn slowly, like going like a big boat. It can't.
They'll beat them to death. Yeah.
Dolphins can do like a 180 on the spot. So apparently they go up next to sharks and they just fucking smash their head into the side of them just because it's fun for them, and the shark can't do shit.
I've seen dolphins purposefully get that underwater creature that gets them high, and they're like passing it.
I remember hearing about that's ringing a bell. You remember what that was called? I remember but like that's so funny.
Like some sort of sea anemone.
It had like a defense
something.
mechanism, and they kept like hitting it. Like they were like,
they got like on their nose, like getting.
You know what? You're right, bro. Shit. These guys had some fucking bright ideas out there.
I've also seen
me and dolphins, us and dolphins. That's it. No one else has an idea.
I also saw like dolphins usually they'll like to get after good looking ladies. I've noticed that. Like a dolphin can appreciate a pretty woman, like a human woman. Yeah, and
I'd appreciate a pretty dolphin if there was so many fucking uptight fucking prudes out there.
There's a lot of people on the internet.
A dolphin?
Yeah, there's a lot of judgy people on the internet that just don't understand when someone loves an animal a little more than they do. They can't fathom it. I think they're bigots personally.
I'm like sitting here being like, I've never once seen a dolphin, and there's no way I'm Googling it.
No, it's got to be like a cloaca or whatever, like a little slit that like usually stays closed, like the bomb doors on a plane.
So how do you? Well, not me, but how
that was the wrong noise to make after you said that.
I think you got to convince
that was
the
wrong
dolphin.
Noise to make.
See, I think if you start trying to figure out how to open up the bomb doors, you've taken a step in the wrong direction. You want to figure out, why are those bomb doors still closed? Why isn't that dolphin already prepared for entry? You know what I mean? You gotta court that dolphin. You gotta treat her right. You gotta show up with some fishes.
You're giving me an idea.
Maybe a 6-pack of sea anemones.
Don't give me any ideas, bro.
Like, look, I got a 6-pack of sea anemones. We'll get stoned on those.
There's apparently these all these dead sharks turning up in some location on planet Earth, and they're like, what's with all these dead sharks? Who's killing all these sharks? These sharks are found with like huge bites like taken out of the side of them. Yeah. And so they had started like tracking what was going on there, and they found that like 2 killer whale brothers were just like traveling from hundreds of kilometers away, just pulling up to fucking kill sharks and then bounce back home. Like they literally it was like going on vacation, like on a hunting trip with your boy. They,
You know,
like,
they
went out
eat
and
the
they
liver
fucking-
and they leave the rest.
Is that what they did?
Yeah.
Why?
They,
Is that's like
like a lot of nutrition or something, a lot of iron, like something they need, like, and so they're just killing the sharks because they like killing sharks, eating the liver. Because like if they were really hungry, you know, you'd eat everything, you know, if you're starving. But like they're just like, the best part, the liver, and like leaving that's some shit that humans do. That's not the kind of thing animals do. That's the other thing with the orcas. You know, there's never been a human attack by an orca ever in history. Like not one, even those old sailors who were like, there be dragons on there. The edge of the map. Like, but the orcas are fucking cool. Don't worry about it. Like, I've seen orcas sink boats, but when they sink the boat,
they definitely smash some boats.
Then they like flip the people off and leave. You know what I mean? Like it's like they know they shouldn't murder us. Like they almost know there might be recompense if they do.
I love that video. You ever see with that beluga? The person drops the phone in the water.
Yeah.
And a beluga like comes back up with it and gives her the phone.
Yeah.
I see that shit and I'm like, damn, bro. Shit's going to be real awkward if AI solves all of our problems and we end up surviving for like 60 million years.
What if it's not that?
Hella awkward, dude.
What if the AI allows us to translate their language? What if the AI can listen to that beluga whale, like interacting with various stimuli and stuff, and make it language out and be like, dude, he's asking to go home. He's asking where his mom is. That's what that's mom. That means mom, dude. Like we'd feel like, because the Atlantic Aquarium down here is a world-class aquarium. I think it's rated the #1 aquarium on the planet. And they've got beluga whales in there. So you can stand in front of, it's a huge like viewing area. And the beluga whale comes to you and is like, yo, bro, what's up? And it's like, I'm like, whoa, do you have hips? He's like, yeah, I got hips. Of course. My people used to walk just like you.
Dude, that thing is so close to my dog that way. It's literally has everything my dog has.
I think it's close to my neighbor. It's got everything my neighbor has. Like the idea of hurting one of those things, like I couldn't do that. I think of them as like, they're obviously not people. Like if I got to choose between a people and like 1,000 beluga whales, like, sorry boys. But if I had to choose between a beluga whale and like a dog, it's like, sorry, little buddy. This whale has a word for mom.
And you have like 7 years left anyways.
Yeah.
But these it'd be really awkward if you know we were visited by other species, aliens or something, interplanetary travel is real, and they pull up and they're like duck people. Or they're like dog people, and they're like, "What's up, yo, yeah, dude? We had some readings that you guys have ducks and dogs. That's so crazy. Could we see?" Yeah. And we're like, you want to see our ducks?" And we just have like crazy slaughterhouses. We got like hanging ducks, but we're hanging ducks upside down and not letting them move and force feeding them for like
yeah. They see the foie gras factory where they stuff the geese. I think the aliens are time travelers now, if they're anything at all. Somebody in my Discord's going off about there was some release today that the government admitted to having extraterrestrial bodies. I need to look more into that.
I thought DT was going to drop that last time he was in power. He was going to drop the whole files on everything for us, and we never.
He's saving that as like that's the emergency shit.
I don't believe him. I don't know how much power that guy even has when he's in there. I think it's real easy in our government to be like, blow that up. And everybody's like, absolutely, sir, right away. But if he's like, tell me your secrets, they're like, we don't have any secrets, sir. What do you think this is? A secret keeping factory? Why would we even keep them? You know, like, I don't think there is a way to find out that shit anymore. I remember he was supposed to release a lot of stuff and he just didn't.
Like, you think there's just more powerful people behind the scenes just keeping that stuff under lock and key.
I think the CIA is its own fucking
black hole. Yeah, you can't even. I did see it. I saw some random video about like who's the most powerful person like in the world, and they mentioned some guy's name. Like some guy was like the CIA director. They're like he was a director of a bunch of different of those lettered agencies. Yeah, like this is the real power right here. This is really where it's at. Like the behind the scenes. This is what you
Who
get.
was it? It's a guy that's alive.
I wish
right
I
now?
wish I
It's
wrote his name down. He was just like, he's a former director. He was on some board. He was like just
Don't be out
running
here
some.
like writing some other man's name down because you're in awe of his power, dude. That's like the kid shit I heard in my life, bro.
No,
you're like they're gonna been like licking the tip before you
here.
start
Let me
writing his name
let
in
me
cursive.
contextualize for you. Okay, let me
I would
explain
love
this.
for you to do that.
Let me explain something to you because everyone is so. And I know a lot of people who are distraught, and we live in Canada. They're distraught at the idea that Donald Trump is in power. And I'm of the belief in politics. My belief is that it's never as bad as people think. And also that the people who like, I also believe that both sides are bad in their own ways and are consumed with power for the most part. You know, they care about their own self-interest, you know, their own power. And I believe that the people that are in charge to the president or the prime minister aren't as powerful as you think. There's a whole bureaucracy that exists behind the scenes and things that go on that are not just up to them to decide. Yes, they can have impact, no doubt. I just don't think it's as bad as everyone thinks.
Dan Bilzerian Jews are controlling everything.
No, he's wilding out. No, he's wilding out.
I see all the fear and the worry about Trump, and I think it's mostly unfounded because he was president for 4 years before. It wasn't that bad. I think for some certain groups, it's going to be bad.
Yeah.
And I will say this, like for all the bloviating that goes on in campaigns and all the false promises and the fake nonsense, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, balance the budget, raise the minimum wage. It's all bullshit. He's going to do that border thing. He's going to deport millions of people because the people he's put in the positions of power in those agencies, this border czar guy and
I've seen some clips of him. Yeah, I saw.
Holy shit!
You work for me. I pay taxes. You work for me. That clip was blowing up everywhere.
He's like a WWE wrestler. He's coming on. He's like, I got a message to all the illegals hiding in my country right now tonight. From sea to shining sea. One word, boys. Run. Like it's like, holy shit, this is the guy you put in charge of it all.
Yeah.
And like I watched him do an interview last night and he's like, we're going to get them all. We're going to get them all. Like he's so hyped to go.
I saw a clip. Was it that guy there where she was like, yeah, but you're going to split up families if you deport them. And he was like, no, we won't. And she was like, how? And he's like, we'll deport the whole family.
Yeah. That's who
sort of.
Yeah.
She's like, is there a way to, do this without separating families? It's like, yeah, you could deport the whole family.
The rhetoric can be harmful, no doubt. Like the way the words you say can be impactful to people, of course. But I don't know. Are you fearful, Kyle? Like
no, not the slightest.
Like you think it's just going to be like fine, whatever.
So it's not fear. I'm certainly not fearful for myself or my civil liberties or the future of my country. Mm-hmm. I worry about Ukraine. I think I'm one of those. I'm not a conservative or a liberal. I wouldn't say. I there are policies from each side that I think are good policies, and there's viewpoints from each side that I agree with. And so I'm this mishmash of both. Mm-hmm. I do think Trump is funny though.
Oh, dude, his McDonald's bit killed me, by the way. Like him handing out fries, and
and the trash truck and all shit like
that.
He
didn't know that fries were not touched by hands. That was the funniest shit. I was dying, dude. I was laughing so hard. I was like, he's so rich. He eats McDonald's every day. Has no idea that they used a little sorter to put the fries in there. He thought people were touching with their hands the whole time. Didn't stop him though. Didn't stop. He's like, very clean in here. Very clean. I'm like, this is the funniest shit I've ever fucking seen. Oh man.
But like, I worry about Ukraine because I know that he's going to pull the funding out of that. He's going to, and I don't believe that Putin owns Trump, but I do think that Trump is trying to, have this world peace thing.
They had Melania. They showed her nudes on Russian cable TV like 2 days ago.
That's real.
Yeah,
or that's
like
AI.
Is that AI
fake
sorts?
news? What is that?
Seems like an advanced power move
Russian
of sorts.
TV. So the articles that I read, or the Reddit headlines that I read, posts that I read, made it seem like Vladimir Putin was like, yes, initiate part 1, the nudes. And they were like, all right, yes, sir. But I think it's more that Russian TV is fucking wild, dude. When I watch their cable, like their version of like Sean Hannity, like their right wing guys who are on there talking shit about stuff. They're like, we're going to nuke Poland. We're going to nuke Germany. We're going to wipe London off the face of the earth. That's what we need to do. and they'll have like 3 people there and be like, yeah, that is what we like. Nobody's pushing back on full global nuclear war in Europe. Like, it's wild TV.
I mean, people do just like fall out of hospital buildings all the time.
Dude,
Like,
so
like you hear about a guy just disappears, plane crashes, like just that. There's like there's been multiple high profile people who just literally felt like a guy was in the hospital, like fell out a window. And they're like, oh yeah.
The thing about like what I noticed with Trump is a lot of people that despise him and are so really overwhelmingly, just going through it that he's elected.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen people like that comment. I frequent a lot of spaces, all different types of people. I like to just hear everything. I try not to be in an echo chamber. I like to know what everyone's, and it seems like I'll see something like that Melania thing, and they were like, yeah, Putin, just fucking, they're just showing Trump that he fucking owns them. This orange son of a bitch never fucking, and that's it. So like the Putin owns, and basically like the vibe is kind of like these people would love if Putin owned Trump and fucking owned his ass, and they can get that I told you so.
Mm-hmm.
Like that,
They'd
I
rather
told
it
you
be
so.
true than not true.
That I told you so is more important than your president not being compromised in the pocket of the Russian president. You know what I mean?
They don't want. Yeah, the people who hate him don't want to believe anything good about him ever. And it's like, look, I don't think he's not evil. He's just got some different ideas than most people.
I find everything is so crazy. Like everything has just been getting very crazy. Basically, since pandemic, it's been getting crazier and crazier. Yeah. So once like he took the reins, there's so many other things to worry about that at least with that, I'm like, hey, every other person on the entire planet is worried. Like every other person in power, if you were like every person, even if like, Putin, even if like Donald is his boy, he is kind of like, I wonder what's going to happen. I wonder what he's going to do. Like every world leader is like, what's he going to do? And I feel like when you're in a crazy place, and I'm not saying this means like I would have voted for him. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying that like, and I probably wouldn't have, because it's hard. He had been convicted of. No, he was convicted of saying that he did it. Someone
technically he hasn't. That's the civil finding that the sexual assault. Yeah, that happened.
Yeah, but like, so I mean, like that's like, it's hard to vote for that guy as president. But let's
understand
skip all that stuff. He's the president right now. I'm certain that every other world leader is like that had plans on fucking around. If they did have plans, they're kind of rethinking it.
I agree with you there. I think that. And look, I agree with you on the sexual assault thing. I don't like that he did that, and he did that, right? I'm like 99% sure he did that. In the same way, I'm like 99% sure that OJ was guilty. I'm 99% sure that Donald Trump like grabbed that woman or like
in the Apprentice movie. In the Apprentice movie, they had a questionable scene of him basically short R wording Ivana Trump. It was pretty disturbing. See,
that's not cool.
I'm like, is that real or not? I don't know. I don't know the like source material. Is this based on a book or what is this? There's no conviction related to it. But it's
that's based on a fantasy from the left that Donald Trump is not just a pedophile, but also like he.
It's meant to represent like who he is, and that's why they put that scene in there to be like, oh, this
no, I mean that's sort of a theory that's been espoused for a long time.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Because Trump has made comments about his daughter being attractive.
Yeah, he's made some crazy.
I'm talking about. It wasn't his daughter. It was his ex-wife. So
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about his daughter too.
No, Ivana.
I'm pin this shit up tonight, dude.
I get their names confused because it's Ivana and Ivanka.
Yeah, no, it was Ivana, and it was like a pretty like intense scene, and I was like, oh, I'm like, did this happen, or is this just like a movie? Is this like a movie thing?
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's going to be fine. What I don't think is that Trump is going to start any kind of war with someone that wouldn't have started anyway. Like sometimes shit just happens, like and you're forced into a thing. I don't think he's going to do anything like that.
Do you think so? This is one theory that I find pretty interesting online, is like people trying to explain why the Dems lost ultimately. And there's a theory that either they weren't too center or they were too far left in their campaigning.
Oh, it's a few things.
No,
It's a
bro, they
few
spent
things.
money on Megan Thee Stallion. Shit
Yeah,
their ass,
people don't
bro.
know, like, yeah. I saw Oprah decline the $1 million, by the way. She's like, I never got $1 million. I'm like, they probably paid your production company to produce something like $1 million or something.
That's what they did.
It had to be
all
it,
of her-
right? She's like, I think I never took $1 million. I'm like, that sounds like the biggest. I got $1 million for something else.
Yeah. It's a few reasons why she lost. For one, she was never a popular candidate. Like, she's ran for president before and she didn't make it very far in the primary process. She was very, very low on the totem pole of candidates. But the way things went with Joe waiting so long to bow out, and then 2 weeks after he bowed out, he basically said Kamala and endorsed her, and then everybody had to fall in line. The Obamas took a while to do so, but the writing was on the wall. You had to get behind Kamala because there's only 108 days to go or something like that. And so a big part of what lost him the race, though, besides her just being not that well liked and beloved anywhere, but it was the economy. It was that mainstream America, like the average person, working class, blue collar person especially, is seeing their groceries be 3 times expensive.
It's like Canada,
as
dude.
expensive.
People have the same sentiment here. Like it's changed so much here.
But then the government, the Biden government was saying nothing but look how great our economy is. Look at our recovery. Look, we're the best. What are you talking about? Look, the economy's great. It's booming. And everybody was like, what are you talking about? Do you know how much bacon costs? Are you crazy? So that just didn't translate. They kept bragging about how good their economy was. And look, it's better than the rest of the world.
Yeah, I was going to say, the U.S. is
But
recovered
isn't
quite,
Trump
quite
bringing?
well.
Isn't he gonna have like
But
crazy?
we're not
tariffs?
comparing ourselves to Germany. We're comparing ourselves to 4 years ago.
I heard if you wanted to buy stuff, start buying stuff now. Like if you want
Dude,
electronics,
I'm getting so much,
electronics
Harley,
and stuff.
I'm getting so much. I was thinking about you the other night. 'Cause I got into this fucking annoying like Bitcoin vortex. Somehow my algorithm just turned on me. Like I watched one video for like a second too long. And I'm like, oh my God, this feels like the past. And people are like, we're going to the moon. I have a projection $325,000 for a Bitcoin. And I was just thinking, I'm like, are you like, how you feeling? Like, where you at with that? Cause I got served 20 videos about it. And every guy I looked at, I didn't trust for 1 second. Every guy that was talking to me didn't trust any of them. I was like, they're all full of shit.
I went on Facebook and I was like, man, Bitcoin, I'm going to buy more Bitcoin. So chill. And then like time passed or whatever. And then I got hit up from an old friend of mine who I barely talked to. And he was like, yo, dude, I lost my Bitcoin in Quadriga. And I was like, what? He was like, yeah, I had a bunch of Bitcoin in Quadriga and it got stolen and I lost it all. And I was like, oh, you never put it in a wallet? He's like, no, I didn't. I just put it in the thing. And I was like, damn, that sucks, dude. And he was like, yeah, man, I should have never listened to you. And the thing is, I never told him anything. I posted it on Facebook status update, and I used to post a lot about Bitcoin. But then I was like, man, I don't want to be. I don't even care. So I never talk about it.
When you talked about it the first time, I bought half a Bitcoin, put it in a wallet, stuck in a safe deposit box. It's still there.
Dude. I'm telling you, I think that thing's going to be worth $500,000. I have been going over it over and over again with people. Every single time they're always like, well, it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. Like how many times? And right now, like 99.9% of people do not know how to buy a Bitcoin. They don't know how to buy. I think I paid
$6,000 for half a Bitcoin or just over half or something like that. Like,
so you think it's a buy right now
100K?
at like 75? What is it? Like 80 grand or something like that? 75,000?
A million percent.
Close to 90.
Close to 90? You think it's a buy?
Well, honestly, if you have the money for it, I think you should put like $50 a week or like $100 a week if you have the money for it towards Bitcoin.
What do we like stash away or buy fractions of a Bitcoin?
Yeah, you buy fractions of it. Just buy it automatically like every week. I was with my dad like 3 days ago, and I was with my dad a month ago. I was like, if Trump gets into office, Bitcoin's gonna go off like crazy. He's big on it. Like it's gonna. He was like, yeah, oh yeah.
Well, he wasn't big on it. Now he's big on it. He wasn't.
Yeah, but then so he goes.
Oh,
into
he went
office.
to the Bitcoin conference or whatever. Like they have their own like political conference, and he was like, "I'm gonna make us the Bitcoin capital of the world."
I do. Yeah, I have to say, I have investments in like the market,
a crypto superpower.
Yeah, the whole market's
the market's going well for me right now.
But like all of it, like compared to Bitcoin has made all other investments so boring. But I said to my dad, I was like, well, when he gets in office, you'll see. And then he got in office, and we spoke about it. And I was there, and I was like, see, I was like, you should buy $1,000 right now. And he was like, oh no, he was like, I don't have 100 Canadian to 100,000 Canadian to buy a Bitcoin. I was like, just buy 1,000 now. And he was like, literally the next day, it was that huge jump. where it went up like 10K. It went up like 12,000 Canadian. And I said to him like the next day, I was like, yo, imagine you bought 1,000 yesterday. Imagine you bought the 1,000 yesterday. And he was like, yeah, so crazy. And I was like, forget that. Imagine what the conversation is in 3 years from now. If I ask you about the $1,000 today in 3 years,
it's not going anywhere.
What is that $1,000 going to be? But hold on, what's that $1,000 going to be? And what could it possibly be? I mean, I personally think Bitcoin will be $1 million a coin. For me, it was when it gets to 500,000, that's when I'll think about selling.
That's your sell number, 500K?
No, my sell number's $1 million. But 500,000 is a specific number where I'm like, I'm kind of an asshole now.
I almost want to borrow at that point. You almost want to borrow money against your Bitcoin wallet to buy more Bitcoin.
So like, this is not financial advice, but let's just say I'm about to buy a house and I have, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of dollars for a down payment for a house. Once again, this is not financial advice. Would you buy the house or would you buy a Bitcoin? Like two coins. Would you buy two
coins?
coins?
Get your house. I'd go and get my house taken care
Your
of.
setup's lit, bro. I'm buying a coin, dude.
No.
Okay. Setup, bro.
That's it. You like my setup, so you're like, oh, fuck it. Just buy a coin. You buy one. You would say I should take 90K out of my bank account right now if I had it and be like, here you go. I'm going to buy a Bitcoin.
I would not.
Can you even buy a Bitcoin that easily?
Yes. And I would not buy a coin straight up. I would definitely break it down because I
don't like fractions. I like the whole number. It sounds more interesting to me for, I don't want it like a 0.3.
One. How much Bitcoin do you have? One.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. 0.6374.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like a whole number sounds a lot better.
Dude, if someone's like, how much Bitcoin do you have? You're like 0.41. Cool. That's like someone's annual salary.
It is though. Yeah.
I think it's it's like other investments. You'll never go and buy all of your investment in one shot.
There's so many people
you even it out over.
Well, no, you're buying shares though. You are buying like 1 share, 2 shares, 500 shares. You typically, unless you're buying like an ETF or some type of.
So you're buying Satoshis. You're not buying Bitcoin. You're buying Satoshis.
No, I can't.
So
I gotta
chill. But dude, that looking back one day, you might be like, wow, I could have had 400,000 Satoshis, and 400,000 Satoshis could buy a fucking.
I don't know what a Satoshi is, but I'm going to get some Dogecoin.
Increments. It's the increments of Bitcoin.
Look, Dogecoin is kind of popping right now.
It is. And you know what? I bought Dogecoin a couple years ago and I was really mad at myself because I bought a bunch of stupid crypto and a lot of them fucked up. And I was really annoyed. I was like, what am I doing? I should have only bought Bitcoin, only Bitcoin. And I went and I slowly sold them back to Bitcoin. And only 2 weeks ago, did all of my fucked up investments that I sold to Bitcoin end up coming back to green because I changed them to Bitcoin from what they were.
So
the Doge would have been.
What's interesting about this conversation is that a long time ago, I want to say like 20 years ago for me, I was working at this gym. And this guy I worked with, he was like in his mid 30s. I was probably 18. And he's a super chill guy, but he was obsessed with trade. Like he loved buying gold. Like he was obsessed with gold. He'd like read investment strategies also, but like his big investment strategy was gold. I
love gold.
And all he told me about was like buying gold. And like in the end, in the last 20 years, if I bought when he told me to buy, I'd be winning. Now that's a lot of things. If you invested, you'd be winning unless you took a super risky thing. But gold, like, I guess if you can make the argument like how I know it was once the standard. So of like there's like a reason for it, but ultimately it is like a value that's just like made up by us, ultimately.
Yeah.
There's no like it doesn't back money. Money just gets printed at this point.
Our money's not based on gold. Yeah, that's why reserved. The price of gold like corresponds with the value of the dollar. Like the reason that gold dropped the other day like $20 or something. It went from like 2,600 to 11 an ounce to like, I don't know. It dropped a decent little amount. And that's because people are thinking the dollar is going to stabilize and be stronger. Our comparative with gold.
Our dollars don't look very good right now in Canada.
I knew people who would always buy silver and had large amounts of silver.
Yeah. Same idea.
They explained to me why, but I always thought it was just cooler because when you own like
bricks,
$10,000 worth of silver, it's a lot of silver, like physically. a lot of silver.
So you're saying they
10,000
were buying like actual silver bricks and like putting them in a safe or something?
Yeah,
The physical
in a-
units of
yeah, in a safe room.
of the
Yeah,
metal.
yeah. He had ingots of
Ingots.
Of all sorts. You can get copper ingots, and they're like affordable. It's like, hey, look, I got a copper an ingot of copper. I don't remember, it was like $100 or something. But an ingot of silver is still just a few $100s, but it's huge. So like $10,000 worth of silver is a lot of silver, but $10,000 worth of gold is like 4 ounces of gold.
Okay, I want to transition to some. We are a food podcast. So I got some questions. So far we've been
It's like
about
the longest running bit that.
Is that what this is?
yeah, this is
One bite, everyone knows the rules.
food news. This is a food news podcast right here. We cover only the hardest hitting stories over here. You know, the newest CEO. I don't know if you saw the CEO who's installed at Starbucks. Guy made $100 million in 1 year just to leave Taco Bell. Big shot over there, but.
See, as you can see, Kyle Lynch loves a man in power. He loves his sports highlights. He loves his.
Says the guy
business
eyeing
news.
Dolphins. We know where you're at, bro.
Okay, but you know what? You don't know where I'm at because you've never been there.
I'm not trying to get there.
That you can't. So don't even worry about it.
Okay. Listen,
Okay,
I got Subway news for you.
though. You got this future Subway up here.
No, I wanted to skip to something else because there's a couple of contests going on right now. Both Lay's and Burger King ran million. You can win $1 million by doing their job, basically, like coming up with a cool like flavor. And so Burger King,
Whopper creations.
yeah. So
That's
we've
what they
talked
want,
about this a
Whopper
while
flavors?
ago, but now the top three just got released. Like here's the top
Fried
three. They're going to
pickle
go
ranch
into
Whopper?
stores. Yeah. So here are the top three. You ready? The fried pickle ranch Whopper. So you go to $1 million. So the first place gets $1 million. I think second place gets like 200, and third gets
Fried pickle ranch
100K.
will not win. That's too
can't
easy.
No, it
right?
did win.
Like-
I thought it did win. Oh, you're voting from these three now.
From these three, they're gonna go
the
into
audience
locations.
is voting for these.
These three are gonna go into locations, and the audience everyone gets to vote, and the winner gets $1 million.
Okay.
$1 million.
All three of the people that made up these flavors
What are the,
are related
ChatGPT
to
did
people
this.
that work this.
For
What's
sure.
flavor number 2?
Maple bourbon barbecue Whopper.
Jinx, you owe me a beer.
You owe me a
You
Pepsi.
fucking bitch. I'll knock your ass out, bro.
Maple bourbon bacon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
By
like
the way,
it's not like it's just that's already a flavor that exists.
candy bacon. This guy was watching Epic Mealtime. Whoever submitted this.
Oh, and just to be quick,
Yeah.
is this Canada or is this?
No, this is America.
Worldwide.
We can't even do this. This is America. They would never give us $1 million. Canada, we
I
get
was
like
the
100K.
maple thing threw me off. I was like, oh, is this like a Canadian contest?
No,
No,
it's
it's
like
that Vermont maple. Still pretty chill though.
no, it's
Fair.
it's actually California favorite.
California
and then-
maple?
I don't know. So it's another
Where's
fan
the maple
favorite
coming from, bro?
California. I don't know. Quebec.
No, some Vermont
Maple
shit,
bourbon
bro.
barbecue sauce, candied bacon, crispy onions, and jalapenos. Is that one?
Damn.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah.
interesting. And then the
Wait.
third. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was
No, there's one more.
What
There's
all
one
is
more.
on that second one? Because that was a mouthful.
That's the second one. Yeah, the maple bourbon barbecue Whopper. Is that what I just
Maple
listed?
bourbon barbecue sauce, candy bacon, crispy onions, jalapenos. I'm surprised that the spicy factor is not mentioned in the name.
Yeah, right.
That they're not
that
like
threw me.
Spicy maple bourbon barbecue Whopper.
Oh,
Yeah.
jalapenos are not
Sweet
very
and
spicy.
sweet and spicy maple bacon.
You think
bacon
jalapenos are
burger.
spicy? Like if you eat a jalapeno, you really feel like it's like 1 in 10. I feel like
They,
Yeah,
they,
yeah, but
they
you gotta
changed
give them a warning.
jalapeno. That's because they mutated the jalapenos like a decade ago and made them not as spicy. But please continue. What's the third flavor?
Mexican street corn Whopper. And this is representing Nebraska. So the first two came from California.
It's really ugly that they calling it Mexican street corn Whopper and they're not like the elote.
Yes, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
So it infuses flavors of Mexican street corn with creamy corn spread, spicy queso. I love queso.
Nah.
And crunchy tortilla crisp. I do like tortillas also in a burger.
No, spicy queso is the fuck up because
Oh, but
whenever
do you
they
like
do
Cream
that-
queso?
corn, dude. There's cream corn. That's the fuck up. That's disgusting.
No, but there's a creamy corn spread. It's like I think it would be corn and first of all, I like creamy corn.
Yeah, if I go to a
It's a huge
steakhouse,
novelty to me. Like,
no, if I go to a
I don't get
steakhouse,
that here.
I'll get cream corn and I would actually mix that with my steak. So I can understand the thought process there. Like if I go
Yeah,
to,
but I don't
If I
trust
go to
their
Morton's
cream.
or
I don't
something like
trust
that.
Burger King's creamy corn.
Yeah,
Also, with
I don't
their
trust that
spicy
either.
queso, they're doing it dirty. They did the Mexican street corn one dirty. They should have called it the fucking. They should have called it. They should have done so much. They should have done. They should have called it the elote
it's
for
gonna,
your homie.
it's gonna be approachable to like a wider audience probably. So they
Spicy maple bourbon. It should have been that. You know what? Now that all are mentioned, I did
Number
agree
2.
with Kyle. I think I'm going to say that. I think fried pickle ranch is going to go. I think it's the most accessible to people.
No, I disagree. No, I think it's the worst. I think fried pickle ranch is the worst because like fried fried pickles to me, I didn't know anybody outside the South ate that stuff. Like I thought that was just us down here.
But pickle is having a big moment in the food
That's
culture
what I was
right
gonna
now.
say. Pickles,
Everything's pickle
Pickle
now.
is doing like a big thing. Like I got
so hot right now.
Dude, actually,
Dude,
I
go
have
to
two
Jimmy
friends-
John's. You can get a
I
pickle
have
sandwich.
yeah, and I got two friends that made their own pickles.
Oh my God, you got
They're
pickle meisters?
They're cokeheads, bro. Cokehead pickle meisters. No
Dude,
joke.
all it is salt and vinegar and cucumbers and throw some
pickle-
spices in there.
It's a
I've
big
made my
pickle
own
moment
pickles.
in 2024. It's big.
Damn, that's the
pickle
second
moment.
N word you said on the show, by the way.
Yeah, I think number 2, the maple bacon burger with the jalapenos and the sweet and spicy.
That's what I'm ordering to be safe.
Everybody's that is going to beat the other two's pants off big time.
Yeah,
Nobody,
because it's too regular though. There's nothing. They're just like it's a bacon cheeseburger. We put jalapenos on it, and the bacon is
Number 2 wins.
It's not enough. Yeah, I agree. It'll probably be that. You know what though? Don't sleep. Pickles are crazy, bro.
I'm with you. I'm with her. I think it might be.
You think
the
pickles,
fried-
right? But you know what? Here's the thing. We have our finger on the pulse, you know, being the number one food comedy podcast.
Yeah,
we have our finger on the
food.
pulse
Yeah,
of
exactly.
the fast food situation here. A lot of people don't know. I think, you know, when you think about it, like Kyle, like a lot of people are way more likely to try the maple bourbon barbecue Whopper. Very few people are going to be like Amir and go try all three if he could. Not a lot of people would do that, you know?
yeah.
Do you fuck with fast food these days at all? Kyle, what are you eating these days? What are you doing? You got
If I
be
do
a person,
fast,
right?
if I do fast food, I got the Krabby Patty burger the other day because I had to know. Because Wendy's here is doing the
We have that too.
SpongeBob collab.
We actually have that in
Yeah,
Canada.
we get that
Good.
And it's
I
like
thought that was
it's like a
okay.
Big Mac vibe.
What's that?
It's like a Big Mac sauce vibe. The Krabby Patty.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, kind of like that. It was okay. It wasn't bad. And then they made like a pineapple frosty, which was I thought disgusting. And then that was it.
I
That was
agree. Pineapple frosting was terrible.
Well,
the
you guys
bot-
never fuck with mango lassies?
No,
I could do that. I could do a
It's
mango
making me,
lassi,
it's just
but
making me feel
mango
like it
and
could be that
pineapple are
vibe.
not the same though. You can't.
No, but like you
like
get
from
those,
a
you never
flavor
get that.
it's
profile.
also
you
Wendy's
can't-
But you never
versus
get-
like a nice.
That's true.
Like
But you never get that the Dole Whip. They have that Dole ice cream. You never see those.
Oh, I've had those.
It's the pineapple. That's fire. No.
It's
That's
all
okay.
right. It's all right.
All right.
I mean, listen,
Anyways.
and Kyle, you said it's Wendy's, but fast food is double the price now. You pretty much go to a restaurant for the same
that's what I was
price.
gonna say.
Just
Yeah,
going
yeah.
to Wendy's, it's like $20 just to get a meal.
Whenever I order off DoorDash, I usually get hibachi because I can get what I feel like is healthy food for about $20 delivered, and get like chicken and rice and vegetables, and then just skip the yum yum sauce. But whenever I do order fast food, it's like this shit is expensive. Like I'll order
Yeah,
me and my
ruins all the
girlfriend
fun.
like 2 burgers, 2 fries, and 2 Cokes is like $25 or something like that. It's like how'd this happen? $30.
Why Trump got elected, dude.
I wish he'd made that promise. I wish that I wish he'd looked at the menu. I wish he'd been standing in front of that McDonald's menu and like, this is the
Well,
problem.
they
Like,
are dropping. Like the thing is now, like Harley and I talk about this. We're not affected by like I notice the price, but if I'm going to eat at McDonald's or something like that, I just order what I want. I don't think about it. I'm not like 18 trying to figure out what I can get for $5, like what's the most calories I can get for the dollars that I have in my pocket. But like there has been a big value, like a low key values war going on right now. Like they're trying to drop all these different things. Like Taco Bell did it, McDonald's did it. They did like the $5 menu thing.
mhm.
Even Applebee's dropped a $9.99 meal.
I saw that Applebee's has been killing fast food. because they're-
You got
$99
Applebee's near you, Kyle? You got one in your hood?
They're,
I don't have
they're
one. near me.
everywhere here.
Really?
They're ubiquitous.
Is it good?
Like,
What do
I've
people
never
do?
been
Is there
to
a bar?
Applebee's.
Is there a bar there? Do people like to get drunk at these? Okay.
So like I don't go to. I think of Applebee's and like it definitely depends on the area, but in the South I think of Applebee's as kind of a blue collar. There's always going to be some older white lady at the bar drinking way too much, and then there's going to be 2 lonely guys watching a game. It's not like a good hangout. It's not where you would go to watch a game. It's where you'd go and like, oh, I'm depressed and I like football. This is perfect.
Like
I don't
my
want to
wife
watch
just left me.
football alone.
My wife just left me, and I have nowhere to go. But I'm going to Applebee's.
Yeah, you go to Applebee's maybe and pick up that lonely gal over there on her fifth.
$9.99 for a
time.
meal is that's pretty interesting. I gotta
You
say
guys
that's
know why,
really cheap
You guys know why Dr. Pepper comes in bottles and cans?
because the doctor said so.
Because his wife's dead.
I don't think I don't think I understand.
Yeah, I don't get that one. Sorry.
Why does Dr. Pepper come in bottles and cans? Because
his wife's dead, so now he masturbates into
yeah,
cans.
dude.
Okay.
Did your AI assistant give you that one before you came on, or what?
Your wishes, bro. So apparently this is an old banger from the 70s. That joke,
Okay.
like that's a real deal, tried and true classic. Apparently doesn't hold up
It doesn't
with
work
the
in
new
2024,
generation of kids today.
Even though Dr. Pepper #2 soda in all of
You know that, Kyle?
I did know that. I also
Beat
know
out
that it's
Pepsi.
not Dr. Pepper, as in salt and pepper. It's Dr. Pepper.
Really?
It
What?
gives you pep. It's a pepper.
Oh, it's a pepper. Is that really what it is?
Yeah.
Is that because they were putting
What?
blow in there in the 1950s?
That's
Oh,
right.
back in the early days of sodas is very. There's a reason that
They sounded way
soda
more
jerks
fun.
were in pharmacies.
Yeah,
It was a mixture of medicinals and herbals and sugar.
Yeah, the doctor prescribed it.
Coca-Cola had cocaine in it.
Straight from Bogota.
And cola in it.
Yeah, straight from Bogota. Okay.
Would you rather, yeah.
No, go ahead. I just have a few more food news stories to get through here.
Oh yeah. Talk to me
Yeah.
about this IHOP Xbox shit, bro.
I knew you'd pick up on this one. You love this
Yeah.
shit. Yeah. Well, the only thing that's really interesting about it is I do like IHOP. I will frequent an IHOP.
And I
here
do
there.
like Xbox.
And I knew you liked the Xbox, but they're dropping some limited
I'm
edition
more of a
glasses.
Denny's PS5 type of guy in 2024.
Yeah,
though,
Denny's
bro.
PS. Yeah, you are a
Denny's
Denny's guy.
PS5 instead
Denny's.
of IHOP Xbox, bro. Oh, now you're gonna tell me like you're
No,
making
no,
fun of me for liking
quick- no,
Denny's,
quick
the
sidebar,
sickest
'cause
fucking place.
You took me to Denny. We went to Denny's after your boxing
Quick
match.
sidebar, Zan.
yeah. We went to Denny's and like I didn't want to be there. It was 5 a.m. in fucking Florida at Denny's, and I was laughing. I was just, for whatever reason, popped in my head, probably because I was working on the food news. We are the #1 food news podcast in the world. I was thinking about that group of people next to us. Like first that guy that was using deodorant on his lips, who walked by us in the Denny's. And he's like wiping deodorant. I'm like, this is not a place to be. And you're ordering zesty nachos. The kitchen is all fucked up. Like this place
Now
is
that you know
terrible.
what? Now that you say it, I'm never gonna order them again. The fact that they're called zesty nachos. That's literally what they're called. I can't believe I'm out there like 6 I'm like, I'll get the zesty nachos, please.
but I was thinking about the group of 3 women next to us that were like it was 5 a.m. and they were ordering steak at Denny's. And they got the steak and they gave it like
That's that
as if
hooker
I'm at
life.
Morton's or like
That's
something like
that
that.
Tampa Bay hooker life, bro.
And she looks at it, she goes, it's not cooked properly. And like they're
This isn't to my liking.
I swear they sent the steak back to the kitchen. I'm like, it's fucking 5 a.m. You cannot send your steak back at Denny's. I'm sorry, you just can't do
it's
it.
not the kind of steak that you cook temperature either. It's
No.
not like a flat iron steak
It's
that you're
not.
just like.
And 5 a.m., bitch, get the Grand Slam. You're at Denny's.
Yeah.
Come
You
on,
know how hard
hooker.
it is to like you can't cook one of those flat iron steaks to like medium rare. It just as soon as you
No.
throw it on a pan, it's cooked.
No, they're
Yeah.
not. They're not using a temperature gauge. They're not searing it and then putting it
They
in
got
a
a
hot
they got a
oven.
special hot oven.
Yeah,
They got
they're
a
not
reverse
putting hot
hot
oven.
oven.
Reverse
yeah.
searing it.
It cooks
Yeah.
next to pancakes for the same amount of time somehow.
Put it in the waffle maker.
The guy puts his
Just put
finger,
it in the waffle
he's
maker.
putting
It's
his finger
probably
on
very
it.
similar to a waffle maker, I bet.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Damn, I can't believe the guy who has all the answers works at Denny's right now. The guy who has all the answers for what we're talking about, he works at Denny's.
Yeah. Well,
Dude, I went to one of the last times I went to Denny's. I pulled up and I was at Denny's and this guy came to the table in just like terribly dirty, like stained clothes. Like a black t-shirt with stains all over it, like grease
You know how
stains.
dirty a black t-shirt has to be to show
Yeah.
stains?
It's like gray now. It's like my hat. And he's got like big jeans. They're not like Denny's. They're not like, you can't wear those in the kitchen. But he came out of the kitchen. He took our order.
Oh
and,
no.
He brought the drinks over, spilled
Full of
spilled
double
all the
duty.
drinks. Yeah, came over, spilled all the drinks. And then it was my birthday. My friend was like, yeah, it's his birthday. So we're just here. And he was like, oh, cool. And then he did come at one point. He brought ice cream. And he was like,
For your
here for your
birthday.
birthday. And I was like, oh, thank you. And he gave me the ice cream right out of his hand. No, I'm kidding. He had a scoop on his
I just
hand.
imagine he like takes. I was gonna say he's like the guy from Scary Movie. He just like he tastes the whipped cream with his finger. That's good stuff. Have a good one now.
Yeah, you like held it under my face and I ate it out of his hand. No, And I was like, oh, thank you. And then so I ate the ice cream and my friend took a bite, and then he came back like in a moment and he was like, oh yeah, here's the bill. And he's like, oh, and I didn't charge you for the ice cream. And in my head, I was like, yeah, what the fuck you mean, bro? I didn't order this. You're going to bring me ice cream? That'd be the craziest moment. But he was dressed like it. And I was like, anyways, because now I was like kind of like I was a little fucking drunk from before, but I was like, where are you coming from? What's up with you?
Oh, you're asking him a story?
Why are you covered in filth?
Yeah, I was like, well, what are you wearing? And I was like, who's that girl over there that you keep going over and she keeps sitting on his lap? Like when he was down with us, he would go to this girl over there and sit down, and then she would get up off the chair and sit on his lap for like 48 seconds. Then he'd come over, ask if we needed the other tables.
He's cooking, serving, and macking. Yeah.
Well, he was like, oh, that's my wife. And I was like, oh, it's like she works here too. He's like, no, we actually just got back from a cruise, and it's like 3 a.m. He's like, we just got back from a cruise, and I had to come right to work.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was like, damn, this guy really fucking felt like to the wire. Like he had his cruise, went on the trip, and then like he was like rushing. He was like on the boat, like, is this thing going any faster? Like I gotta get to work.
I gotta shift.
And I'll tell you, there was like another woman there, middle-aged woman, but then this guy's doing everything. Like if he wasn't there, Denny's wouldn't have been open. There's no way. He was doing everything.
He is Denny's. He's Denny.
He's cooking, serving, and macking. That's it. He had it all
I'm
covered.
John Denny. Enjoy your ice cream now.
So this IHOP Xbox thing, just because I know you're interested, and I had a question for you. Is
you say IHOP Xbox? That reminded me of like the days we had fucking Kyle in a Super Bowl commercial.
That's true.
Like Xbox was like making big moves back then.
Wow, that must
People
have been a
were
good
like
bag,
going on doing fucking
that was a big one.
video game tournaments with Alki David. Did you ever meet Alki David?
No, I avoided that. Woody went and did the Billionaire or Bash or whatever. Him and Wings both went. It wasn't a lot of money, so I wasn't going to do that. But it was money and it was exposure, so it made sense to go. But I didn't want any part of that. That guy weirded me out in the same way. It was like, who is this mysterious supposed billionaire who's like 25 years older than us and clearly trying to leech off us and pretend like he's one of us or something? And really I didn't want any part of that. It seemed sketch.
Yeah. Yeah. You saw him fart on the microphone though, right?
Yeah, I saw that.
I do think I remember that happening.
Yeah, I think I showed it to you on PKA, I think.
Yeah. I've seen it happen. I don't remember. It's been a long time. Yeah. That guy, I didn't know about him.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, I didn't want to be part of that.
Yeah. Well,
that was when Wings flew for the first time.
Damn, so it's like that much
he had to fly to Los Angeles from, I'm guessing, somewhere South Carolina or maybe Atlanta, which is a 6.5 hour flight roughly. And then he sat coach next to another human being, and the other human being was picking on him the whole 6.5 hours.
What? They were like, what are you doing with your bitch ass so big taking up this fucking seat?
Yeah.
Somebody was like, 2 fucking seats, your big ass.
The guy next to him was like, how dare you?
But he's right though.
I mean, he's kind of right. I would have to see it. I would have to see it.
I've been bigger, and even at my smallest, like when I'm bigger, I'm like, I should not be this big next to someone. Like, you know how it feels like someone comes into the airplane and they're looking at the seat numbers and they're looking at your face and you see their face. Yeah. They don't want to be next to me.
It's permissible to a degree. What pushes it over the line, and this is my question for you, was he wearing sleeves?
Shoulders.
Lynch
hates when the shoulders
if you got the guns out and you're also large, I'm like, bro, come on.
I actually I'm almost positive I remember seeing what he wore, and I think he wore like maybe an undershirt with a Hawaiian short sleeve shirt over that, because he's flying from one hot place to another.
It's permitted, but like the cutoff shirt is a bridge too far for me.
You know, that shoulder would be so cold and wet. That cold
slick.
I'd feel like it was in a fridge.
Yeah, he almost drove back home because he was so upset by how he was treated on the flight there. Like, he was asking Woody if Woody wanted to rent a car and drive from Los Angeles, California.
He has no idea how bad that would have been.
He doesn't understand. I genuinely don't think he has any idea how large the country is. And he
was like, I don't want to be bothered, Woody, for 4 hours. So can I inconvenience you by having you sit next to me for a very long time?
3 days. It'd be about like I've made that drive, and we were making stops along the way, but I've driven from Atlanta to Phoenix, Arizona. And Arizona, I think that's 90 miles from LA, Phoenix, Arizona. I could be wrong. But so I've essentially made that drive. It is days of just 85 miles an hour grinding. It is crazy. So far.
That's too much. That's like most I would do is like 20 hours of a drive, I think. And I'd probably do it in 2, you know?
We often had to drive to Texas to do stuff, to blow shit up, or New Mexico, because the people in New Mexico, there's so much free land in New Mexico. You can just drive out 20 miles into nowhere and blow shit up. So I would make those drives to New Mexico from Georgia pretty frequently. It's a
Have you ever had sex with a black woman?
Yeah.
How many?
3.
That's cool.
Thanks, man.
Did you like it?
Well, I mean, I went back for the second and third.
I'll have another and another. Did they like it? Were you?
No.
Were you there? Were you there? Were you there? Like, did they like white guys?
Was I their first Caucasian persuasion?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Was I the first time they got bleached?
They were like, "Damn, the tip of his dick is pink."
You know what? That's what they call it. Like black chicks who are into like the fetish of like being dominated by white dudes. They call it getting bleached.
Oh,
yeah. Instead of blacked.
I don't believe I've ever met a black girl that wants to be dominated by me.
I'm shocked. You seem like the type.
Oh, that's right. I'm not white. I'm Jewish.
Ah, that's true.
Not according to Dan Bilzerian, bro.
Did you see that guy? Yeah, Dan Bilzerian. What a fucking mess. That guy Myron from Fresh.
Have
and
you
Fit.
met Dan?
Yeah, I did. He came to Montreal. He found out what I shaved my beard for a brand integration, and then he hit them up to have them shave his beard, and they offered him about 10% of what they offered me. And I guess he was convinced that I had lied to him or whatever about it, but it just so happens that the guy who produced my commercial ended up producing his show, his show or thing that he was doing. And when he said he knew me and that he produced the commercial, he was like, "How much did he get paid? How much did he get paid?" And I always thought I should have known right then and there that he didn't have any fucking money left if he's worried about what the fucking bacon guy got paid for his beard, you know? But anyways, Myron, the Fresh and Fit dude, did you see him trying to like hang out with white supremacists on Twitter?
Yes.
Oh man. So you know the Fresh and Fit guy, Kyle?
I would if I saw a picture of him.
It's the 2 dudes.
For sure you've seen clips.
One's like brown and the other one is black.
They do like manosphere content.
I know them. I know them.
Yeah.
You would know.
I've seen tons of it.
They've been clipped everywhere. It's a very.
I'll make a confession. I do like the manosphere stuff, and the algorithm poisoned my soul with it for like 3 months straight. I'm not on it right now. I'm off that drug. It is fun to watch.
Yeah, you beat it.
Yeah,
but I'm very familiar with Fresh and Fit.
There's a lot of times where like I would be consuming one person from like, and it's like one thing. It could be like a fitness guy, and then it'll feed me. Oh, people that like to listen to this guy's workouts love to hate women with these guys.
Yeah.
So like I've been bounced around, and I do like to, you know, I don't want to have an echo chamber. But that guy, I never really seriously watched Fresh and Fit. If I was going to watch a manosphere thing, it would have to be someone that I respect in at least one avenue of sorts.
Sure.
But I don't think those guys are funnier, smarter, cooler, better dressed, or have any single piece of information that would ever be valuable to me in the slightest bit. I've only ever tuned in to kind of laugh at them. But this guy was trying to hang out with white supremacists, and he had like referred to himself as white.
Yeah, he had a slip up.
Which one did? Like one of is very black.
Fit.
And
Not that one.
Not Walter. The other one, Fit.
Okay,
the guy he was like an ex-border, like he worked for the government. I think he was like a border security or something like that.
I mean, he could. I don't know what his like ethnicity is, but he could be.
Part of their brand is to hate on like.
Wait, let him go.
He could be Mexican, like he could be Dominican or something, and I wouldn't be able to tell.
He is chilling in the sun, big time. That's way too much sun if you're not Indian and you look like that.
Is he black? Is he like African American?
Yes, he's black. I mean like
Whatever it is, he wants to be
he's
white.
Not white.
Whatever it is, he wants to be
He's not white. Okay, I know that.
He's like the least white guy that I could think of right now. I'm closing my eyes. Yeah.
The whiter you, the closer you are to like really, really white, the lower the higher the cutoff is. Like for me, because I'm awful white. Like I'm super white. My name is German. My fucking my ancestry DNA comes back Ireland and fucking.
There's literally no black person in the entire world named Kyle. there's no Asian Kyle.
I mean,
no
my
black
last name.
Kyle, no Indian Kyle.
My last name is
none
German.
of those. There's Kyle is white man shit.
Yeah. So to me, you're a little.
What was the last name? What's the last name?
Myers.
So, Kyle
yeah.
Myers. Shit, bro. Shit, dude. Yeah, I don't know if he should have a gun. But yeah, he had went in this space where these guys are just like straight up like the worst, pure fucking like racist white dudes saying the N-word. Something. He comes in there and they're just like calling him the N-word, and they're like, "Get the fuck out of here!" And he's like, "No." He's like, "No, I'm gonna hang out." It was so fucking weird. I've seen him be racist to black people, and he's black, and I've seen him be racist countless times. And then he hates Jewish people for everything in his life.
Oh,
Yeah, you wear a KKK thing. He hates Jewish people for everything in his life. And I'm just like, well, who do you have? Who does that guy have?
To me, it's just an attention. It's like they're trying to find audience in the fringe for themselves and make money that way. I think it's all a grift when I look at it. All this, like, it's all performative. It's fucked up. But like, even like I look at Dan Bilzerian, I'm like, there's got to be some money attached to this. Like, I don't understand. It doesn't make sense, you know?
Well, he gets paid off attention. So
yeah, it's like an attention economy. Like, to them, it's like,
he, when you met him, was he an okay guy? Was he nice to you? I guess, like, respectful and like decent?
He was absolutely decent. I noticed firsthand that he was very respectful to every woman around. Actually, he wasn't rude to or fucked up to any woman. He just really had few words. He really observed a lot. He looked like bored and lonely, like bored out of his mind the entire time. Like he came to do a thing, and it was at Montreal, and it was at this club, and like I was at dinner with him when I got there. Like I recognized a bunch of other Montrealers. He didn't bring a single friend. He didn't have a single friend. Like not a buddy, a brother,
he doesn't really have boys.
Nothing. That's really bizarre. And then all the girls that he had are not his boys either, because they were local. I knew them because they had been in Epic Mealtime videos and stuff.
Or they're there for publicity.
Yeah, they've been in Epic Mealtime videos and stuff.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, but it was just like, it was weird because it's like, damn, like, don't you want to party with your buddies? Instead, he sat like at a booth, like solo. He had like a mirror talking to him most of the time. It's fucking weird.
When I went to Vegas and went to his place, and there were some people there, but they didn't strike me as friends as much as associates. And then, but it was always girls. He had all those women he paid to come out for the shoot, and then he had 2 or 3 girlfriends. Whenever I meet someone who's like a celebrity of some sort or the other, the main thing, especially people who are hated, because I met Logan Paul a couple times and did that. I filmed with him and did that movie. Thank God they cut my. I don't know if they cut the movie or cut.
Oh, you're
my
in that
scenes.
movie? You're in that
Oh,
movie?
yeah.
What, airplane mode?
We turned that.
Yeah. I was Vitaly's partner in taking the plane at one point. I'm so glad that I never asked why they didn't use my scenes. I hope it's because I hope it's not because I was that bad, but I was so pleased that they didn't.
Dude, I got the script. And I read the script.
The specific, yeah.
I read the script. They're literally like, I say something, and they're like, "What are you talking about?" And I'm like, "My name's Penis." And like they laugh, and I'm like, "No, seriously." And I have a name tag. My name is Penis. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's actually hilarious in a not funny way.
I wish it existed.
Man's name is Penis. But I was like, I like read it to people. I'm like, what's the joke? Like, everyone was like, and I was like, oh, we're going to have to pass on this. But then it's like, damn, I saw the cast. I was like, everyone's in it. It's a big deal. I hope I don't regret this later.
But it only came out years later, though, right? Didn't it sit on the shelf forever? Like they
got sued. They didn't own the rights to airplane mode. They couldn't use the name of the movie, Airplane Mode.
So like it came out like way after, so people's careers were different. Everyone was kind of different at that time.
You won't recognize half of the people in it, maybe even. No, that was ridiculous. And there was a part where I'm intimidating Logan Paul. I've got like one hand on his throat and I've got a knife in his face, and I'm I'm talking in like Russian and like you're gonna tell me what I want to know. I'm gonna fucking kill you. He might have had his stupid parrot on his shoulder too.
And, I forgot about that. Oh man, that's when he's trying to figure out the view situation.
And I just remember thinking in that scene, like, in no world, and he's acting like he's acting like he's very afraid in this scene, he's doing a good job at acting. I thought, he looked afraid to me, and I'm thinking like, in no world is Logan Paul afraid of me, because his neck is so big that my hand won't even strangle him appropriately. It's like
he is a big boy. He is a big boy.
His neck was so goddamn big. He was so enormous, and he's taller than me too. I guess you would have been better for that, to be the one intimidating Logan Paul.
No, I was apparently going to play penis, so
you'd have been penis.
Yeah, I would have been penis.
You'd have been penis. They had a whole fucking set. Like they had an airplane and like they had a whole like lot, and it was a big deal.
We did the Smosh movie instead. Actually, that's the movie we chose over that one.
I remember there's a scene where I've taken a very pretty girl hostage, and my hand is on her mouth, and I remember thinking like, man, I haven't washed his hand all day. like no one told me that I was about to put my hand over like the prettiest girl I've seen this year's mouth and hold it there for the next like half hour. But it is
Your
filthy.
hand smelled like metal and gun.
It probably smelled like who knows? Like it was filthy.
So
like
you showed up as FPS Russia in the movie. You were supposed to be FPS Russia.
I guess I don't think it was well defined. I think I was Dmitri, and like the idea was that Vitaly's the villain in that. He's the one hijacking the plane.
He's like he came in on like a
Hannibal
Lecter type thing. Yeah,
yeah, and I'm his partner in the version that I was in.
How do you guys feel about all your contemporaries just losing their, like Vitaly's losing on a kick, Fuzi's losing on a kick?
Wait, Vitaly's losing on a kick? I thought he was.
He got banned actually recently.
Why? What happened?
He's
a kid predator hunter, right?
Yeah, that's his whole show now is that. And I'm so curious, like the claims of how much money they get. Like Fuzi's been saying he's getting $100 million from Kick, like every day.
No, but he bullshits because I heard him talk. Like I'll watch a lot of him, and there's times where he'll literally say, "And they got $2,000 more than me." And he said it many times.
Yeah, he can't.
He said it like 4 times where he said they got $2,000 more than me. So I'm like, $2,000. What could the amount be per month that he is mad that they're getting $2,000 more?
You just know it's wrong.
But what's that number to you? Because that makes me think like max
10%.
15.
Yeah, not
makes
even
me think like max 15,000.
Like I don't think it's that big. I think it's. But it's funny though, like the culture. And I knew
they all bought views and stuff. I knew that. I always knew that.
Well, they said you saw Train came out and was clarifying the Kai Cenat. Remember, I sent you that thing to you, Mike, about that 60 million.
60 million, yeah. Kai Cenat got 60 million on.
They offered him 60 million to put half of his what do you call it? His like subathon he's doing right now, and Train Rex is the funniest because he just like clarifies all the time. He's always coming.
He also like doesn't really miss ever. Do you ever watch Train or consume any Train stuff?
No.
Train Rex. Train Rex.
No.
He's good. He's good. Train Rex. I don't think he ever misses. He's got good takes. But yeah.
Yeah, he was saying that really it was over 3 years and it was 20 million with all these other things like per year. Like it wasn't like the number wasn't exactly correct, and I was like, oh, that's interesting because I believe 60 million for Kai Cenat, which I don't know if you see that.
I believe like Train.
Vitaly seemed like a nice guy when I met him. He was.
We loved Vitaly. We hung out with him a bunch. Like honestly,
a lot. Yeah.
Vitaly was like our next friend after you. Like at the time, like we hung out with you and
then the real Russian.
Yeah. You were like the tutorial.
Yeah.
No, dude, he was like the craziest guy. One time, like he did stuff where we were like, like we did some stuff to try and help him out a little bit on the spot, because he was doing some crazy things. Like he would get like a limo and tell the guy to like wait there.
Yeah, he made us like, run the block. Move. Yeah, he was
and like be like, and like be like, here's hold my Rolex and take my credit card. I'm coming back. And then we'd go up to the room and like blast drugs for 3 hours. Like, what the fuck are we doing? We went to this club once, and then we were like, yeah, we got to leave soon. He's like, no, I'm going to get a bottle before. I'm like, I think everyone's leaving. and he ordered a bottle, and then everyone came and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna go," and he's like, the bottle starts coming with like the fucking sparklers and everything. He's like, "Hold on 1 second," and he takes the bottle and starts dumping it out all over the dance floor at this club, just dumping it out. He's
Losing
like, "Hey, now we
Rolexes.
can go." He's like, "I don't want to waste it."
Losing Rolexes, borrowing my phone.
How much was that bottle? Was it like an $800 bottle?
It was. Yeah, it was an expensive bottle. It was like, I was at the club. He
didn't tip that waitress either. Fuck her.
He was burning money like it was. He was burning money like it's just like so reckless. I'm like, this is the most reckless shit I've ever seen. This is never gonna end well. This just not. There's no way. Yeah,
he was pretty crazy.
He was that guy. He wasn't acting like he was just nuts. Like when you met him.
Well, he did have that little rough patch, I guess, where he went on like a psychotic break and assaulted that lady.
Where he jumped out of the bushes and beat up that woman.
That wasn't good. No, I don't mean to laugh. No, I don't mean to laugh. That was bad.
No, it's not.
He was in the bushes.
Yeah.
And you know, he does. Look, he clearly does a lot of testosterone too. He's on. He's all roided up. He's a wild man.
Would that make your mushrooms? Would that make your mushrooms in like crazier? If you're all testosterone.
If he's just on testosterone, then no. But there are some steroids that really do affect your mental state and can make you aggressive. And Trend's a horse steroid that I'm pretty sure the only way to get Trend for people, or at least the way it used to be, was the way they give Trend to horses is they have this gun that injects a pellet under the horse's skin, or maybe even into its muscular. This pellet that's solid, that slowly dissolves over time because the horse needs some more testosterone, or it needs the healing factor of Trend or whatever. So what humans do is they take that pellet and they go into their Walter White chemistry lab and they melt it down and purify it into an injectable, I think. And then they inject themselves with that shit.
Oh, fucking.
And it makes you crazy.
You're making me want some.
You want some? You get so ripped, dude. You look like Wolverine in the movie where he had the samurai sword.
Oh shit! No, I'd be Sabretooth then.
You might start hooking up with dolphins though, because
you would
push you to the edge.
Dude, I would fucking bust out of the bushes high on mushrooms, all jacked up on Trend and fucking Dolphin.
We did watch that entire
beat up a retiree.
We did watch all the footage. Like people are like, he is so fucked up in that arrest. Like he is gone. His
eyes
gone. Like
his eyes in the mug shot or whatever. It's
he's
like, damn,
gone.
Dude.
And it's like there's no way he did 80 grams of mushrooms.
It must have been like just mush, but like having a crazy coke bender on top of it. Only coke make you go like psychosis overnight and then be okay like 2 days later. And you're like, wow, Wednesday was crazy.
Yeah, he I hope he's doing well now. The last time I saw him, like I said, I think they had lured a child predator to a sidewalk or something. The clip I saw was on a sidewalk. And, you know, Vitaly's like confronted him, I'm sure. And I think Vitaly maybe has some boys with him, plus a cameraman or two. And then there's some like a
cameraman or two, some boys with him, and like Ty Dolla Sign.
Yeah. He has Roman Atwood's son.
Famous artist.
He has Roman Atwood's son. That's how long he's been in the game.
And then some dude who was just watching the stream, I'm sure, is like, comes up and I think he says something like, somebody touched my kid one time, you piece of shit, and like lays this old
knocks
man
the guy out.
And like it's one of those knockouts
where like they smash their head on this pavement.
His head hit he was fully unconscious as soon as the fist landed. So he just fell from head to height down to ground and smashed. And I was like, oh God.
But it's like he found people like his people hated him after that incident in Miami, right? Like hated him. Like how do you come back from that? You literally
no one hates anyone more than someone who hits women. Nothing worse than that, except for pedophiles.
Like it's crazy. Like that's literally he did it somehow. Angle. That's how he did it. He got his reputation back, or people to be okay with him, to just find worse people than what he did.
I saw one the other day, and it wasn't Vitaly, but because there's all these like
now it's all copycats. Yeah, everyone.
I love it.
I like to watch the black ones.
Dude, they lure this guy to Walmart, of course, and again, he's got his boys with him. They're confronting him, and they're kind of slapping him around too. They're basically beating him up, but in that sort of like he doesn't know if it's a fight yet. It's right now. It's kind of like a bullying. Like he's getting like the back of his head slapped.
People are laughing. People are still kind of chuckling a little bit. You're not sure.
Yeah, and then but it's around Halloween, and at Walmart, there's this huge pile of pumpkins on the inside. And when the guy's not looking, somebody picks up a huge pumpkin and overhead smashes him in the back of the head with the pumpkin and knocks him out.
Yeah. Dude, because like that, like your mouth is probably open and your teeth, like you're fucking, like that's how you got really knocked out there. Like your fucking teeth sending a tremor up your brain.
But it's
Get
the
fucking
perfect
Pumpkinhead.
it's the perfect way to feel no guilt for watching someone literally get assaulted and maimed in the street. It's like, yeah, but he was there to meet an 11-year-old boy. So now now who's the bad guy? And you're like, hit him with a pumpkin again.
I watched like Gideon started doing that.
Oh, he called like EDP. Didn't he catch EDP or something like that? Wasn't like a whole
Yeah,
thing?
he has. Well, his is like the something EDP watch.
He's the
or whatever.
EDP catcher. He's a big burly guy.
Yeah, big black dude.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
not the white dude. He's a bigger black dude. But that big white dude also still. But what's just crazy is I watched some and I kind of like the amateur bootleg ones that are really like the person's not even a real creator yet. They're trying to make their break. So it's like a bunch of dudes in like the trap house. And they bring one other dude and they're dumping milk on him and stuff. And another guy's like, yo, my bed, bro, get him off my bed. He's got a predator on his bed and they're dumping milk on him. He's like, do it in the other room. And I'm like, that's the shit I like. The ground up stuff.
Yeah.
Like no help. No
Are you
help
tempted
from the
at all?
police. No help from the police department type shit. You know what I mean?
Are you tempted at all to get into that kind of game?
No, I've ducked out of every possible game along the way. I never played. Even when I streamed, dude. Like I never played Fortnite or Among Us when it was the time to do it or had a schedule. I like to do my own shit. You know,
it's always child predator hunting season though. Like that. That's always going to get views. Chris Hansen was blowing up in the 90s from that stuff.
Yeah.
I think it'd be fun. First of all, I love those shows, and
Me too.
second of all, they're
them.
pieces of shit. And
but how these guys are doing it though, there's some weird things like I watching them like, yes, he totally deserves that. But some people will be like, you're going too far. Now the problem is we took this guy and we've to someone who's maybe very like sympathetic, like a lot of like a real empath would actually feel bad for this person. Like you're even though it's like justified, quote unquote, like you're victimizing the person. And now that's a problem because now he's a victim when he's supposed to be only a perpetrator. But this whole show has made him a victim.
But see, that's the creator has to walk that line. Like
that's
that's where I think like a smart person could make better videos than what are already out there. Because you never want to push it so far that anyone feels sorry for the guy you're catching.
But like it's going to end badly though, because Chris Hansen, his whole deal is that someone died in the process.
Oh yeah, that guy killed himself.
Like it's gonna end badly. Like something like these guys have.
Well, that's not on us. That's on him.
That's like a whole production team making videos and it ended badly. These guys
like
are
someone
like in the
on
streets.
Kick's gonna get capped
It's like
they stream these live. Like someone might just have a gun on them.
Do you know about Johnny Somali?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, way too much.
This
is actually the first time I didn't know about this guy for a year. This is the first time anyone has ever said his name out loud to me, and I know everything about this guy.
Me too.
And I never once spoke about it, and I knew Lynch would know about this guy. We never even gave.
We haven't talked about it.
We never even mentioned his name once. And I but yeah,
we consume it knowingly though.
He's getting fucking. So everyone listening, by the way, this is like a goofy fucking kid. So he's probably Somalian. And
he looks it.
Yeah, he goes to other countries and just causes shit. He
disrespects them.
Yeah, he goes to Japan, says that he's gonna nuke them again. He's from America. Goes to all these different places, makes a mess. All live streaming, makes a mess of shit. Went to Israel, like got beat up by like
and then cops and police
there and stuff. Yeah.
He didn't last long in Israel. He did not last long there. Yeah.
His
now
whole
he's in Korea being a dickhead, but yeah,
he's a provocateur, and he's seen that it's monetizable to be as horrifically insensitive. That's not even the right word. Provocateur isn't even the right word. Like he goes and disrespects the most sacred shrines, religious temples, war memorials, just regular Joes. Like he was walking through that market in, I don't know if it was China or excuse me, Japan, or maybe it was in like the Philippines or something, but he's just knocking vendors' things off. Just people who are selling items on the street there to like make a living. And he's just knocking their shit in the street and like walking around like being aggressive, like he's gonna bully people.
It's the fastest way to go viral. They just like, they're looking at it like, how do I become famous as quickly as possible? And that's literally it. You just go and act like a piece of shit in public, and people will watch you. They'll hate you, but there's a bag at the end of that rainbow, I think.
But now he's looking at jail time.
Yes,
Korea,
he is.
we got beat up in Korea. He went to
Korea don't play no fucking shit.
They don't fuck around, dude. That guy, like really, like was fucking him and his buddy up. He was not playing around. There's a video.
He goes to Korea and he makes this video and it's like fuck you and fuck your country. I don't care what you think about me. I'm a sociopath. I don't have feelings. I'm here to get that money. Fuck you, money and views, bitches. Fuck your culture. And he's like, he did something to their like sacred shrine or something.
Yeah,
he also
statue there. That
he said something like, "Swing on me, bring it, swing on me." South Korea.
Oh, they did.
And his brother is like, "Yo, I wish somebody would." I'd be like, "Waka!" And they'd be down and they'd be funny. And like and it's like a few moments later, and some South Korean dude comes out of nowhere because he's watching the stream. He knows where you are.
Oh,
dude.
I noticed that. I watched a lot of like clips from other like South Korean streamers talking about him on their streams in Korean, and they're all aware of that he's there and they know that he's there.
Yeah.
And they're just like probably like, this is our moment to get clout by going onto his thing and beating him up.
His ass.
Like, because dude, like everyone, like when you're the thing about Korea, like you think about a place like South Korea compared to the USA, is if it's like, yo, someone's here and they're dissing South Koreans, every single person in South Korea is like, fuck them up. Whereas in USA, they're like, yo, someone's coming to USA and slapping Americans. There's people that are like, good, Americans should be slapped. We deserve a slap. In fact, I deserve a slap because I'm American. But South Korea, they're like, dude, we could fuck them up, instant clout for everyone because we all look like this, bro.
Well, they're hard people too. Like they've been there in a state of war for 75 years or something like that with their arch enemy with guns pointed at them constantly. That's a culture that doesn't take a lot of shit. And so they whooped his ass day in and day out. And now he's up on
10 years.
I've seen different articles, but it's like 10 years plus, you know, it's
that's what I've heard too.
The best videos when he got, my favorite one is when he's leaving that building. And he's like talking to that guy. He's like going across the street and he gets punched in the face and he looks like such a bitch when he's on the ground. Like he's
already bandaged.
He's already bandaged. He gets put down to the ground and just the POV shot is just too funny to me. I was laughing so hard at that. But yeah, I'm with you. He deserves every year they want to give him because he's just so disrespectful.
It's like imagine yesterday you got your ass whooped twice and you wake up, you take a shower, you're like, oh, this day's going to be better. You put your bandages on your face. And I mean, 10 steps out of the door of his hotel, and he gets smashed.
Yeah. Like, and it's so bad because he looks like such a bitch in it too. Like he's falling to the ground, like on camera, and he's like,
yeah,
he's the ugliest guy ever. And what bothers me about these guys is there's never a funny person that chooses to do this.
No,
because someone who's funny would they'd have to have more of a brain, and when they have that much of a brain, they're not going to use it this way. So it's so annoying because I'm like, no one is like, no one's, and I get it, it was a novelty then, but like no one's like on a Tom Green level of being funny. When Tom Green did this shit, that was very funny. Obviously, no one else was doing it at the time, but like still, like I could look at a Tom Green thing from 30 years ago, and not one thing Johnny Somali has done is even close to as funny.
Even
as
if he did like a party boy thing, remember in Jackass when he was in Japan and
Party Boy,
and he was dancing up
Party
on
Boy
the police
funny,
officer
man.
and stuff. Like it wasn't. I think his thong might have said "I love Japan" or something. Like he wasn't being disrespectful. He was just having a good time in a foreign land. But that guy's just scum. Like he's just trying to be as awful as possible.
Only going to get worse. That's for sure.
Yeah, maybe
only
not
gonna
if
get
they lock
worse.
him up. Like if he ends up in a South Korean prison.
But I'm saying like the copycat, like it's just going to get worse. It's just like people see it. Like those clips go so viral. We're watching them. You know.
Yeah,
and like
that's why it'd be a good idea for South Korea to set an example. Like not here, you don't.
Yeah.
Kyle, if you click over there at the top where it says everyone, you see that on the right, it says everyone.
Yeah.
If you click that here's like a link here. Oh, you put the same one there? Okay, cool.
I put two in there. Right?
Oh yeah,
in preparation. I wanted to end on a
exactly. I was gonna say this copper drop. If you click on that one where it says Harley Plays, that link, it's gonna pull you up a sweater here and a t-shirt.
Beans?
Yeah, the beans. This is a copper drop. Would you buy that? Does that interest you at all?
No. Is this? I don't want to. Is this your thing? Before
no, it's not. It's not.
No.
Oh yeah, man, a bean shirt.
I want you to know. Okay, it's not
Two
mine.
for $40. Sign me up.
I understand how you didn't want to offend me, But now you did offend me by thinking that I'm out here selling a bean shirt to you.
What about
before I gave my opinion on the bean shirt, I wanted to make sure that you were not.
Is this your shit, bro?
Do you sell bean shirts?
They got beans. They got bean slides. They got bean slides.
Yeah, they got bean slides here.
We got bean stickers. We got bean hats.
What about that shirt though? There's a puppy shirt. I was like,
I like the shirt.
The shirt
honestly,
sold out.
The bean dog shirt's pretty sick.
Sold out.
Sold out already.
Sold out.
I would the bean dog shirt. I actually really like. That was before they CGI'd the Bush's baked bean dog, which is now it's just uncanny valley, and that dog creeps me the fuck out. It's like you can't get a real dog. Like, what are you doing? Remember, they did the Homeward Bound thing they used to in the commercials where the dog would just sit there and kind of look at you all sweet, and they go, "Hey there, Bill, I eating some more beans today," or whatever they fucking say. But now they've got this whole CGI dog that's weird looking.
I don't like that fucking AI dog.
I stopped buying their beans.
That's it. So that's a drop for you. But unless the t-shirt, you'd cop the t-shirt.
I'd wear the t-shirt. For
yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
I'd buy a lot of it, any of it, because I mean I am on the number one food podcast in the world.
That's true. Yeah.
Food comedy podcast.
Food comedy. Yeah, sorry, you qualify that correctly.
Oh, I clicked the next link. It's all about beans on this site, huh? This is Bush's.
This is Bush's store. So, Kyle, I want to understand. This is what we cover here on the number one food comedy.
Okay. Hard hitting topics.
Every company has merch on a level that you would like. It will blow your mind how much like
bean mints.
Hot Pockets has a pair of shorts you can buy with a Hot Pocket pocket inside of it, which we all liked. By the way, it was very chill.
Yeah, it was like it had a Hot Pocket pocket.
McDonald's obviously sells infinite merch. You can buy anything. It's like at all times there's a moment to sell something.
Bucket hat also.
You know what I always thought was equal parts white trash and cool? Those Marlboro jackets.
Oh yeah. Now you're like a Chinese street fashion hype beast girl wearing that Marlboro jacket. It's 5 sizes too big and it looks sick.
Yeah.
We got another one here though. This is interesting. I wish I was around for this eat or yeet, but only you get to experience this in the
I know about this. The vanilla custard.
Yeah, you've had one of these, or is it out yet? Or is it,
it's not out yet. I swear to God.
To guys listening, by the way, it's like a McDonald's pie. Like, you know, they have apple pie, except this is a holiday pie with custard inside, flaky, buttery crust, and they got some rainbow sprinkles.
Gotta say,
it's like a birthday cake vibe.
We also have strawberry and cream pie here now too. It's like it's better than the apple pie. We have apple and then like strawberry cream, and the holiday pie is coming. I mentioned this to my girlfriend last night. She was ordering food at like 1 a.m. and McDonald's was always open. And I was like, they got them holiday pies? She's like, what the fuck's a holiday pie? I'm like, just came out. New McDonald's thing. But no, they're not out yet. I'm going to get it when it comes out. That would have been
so sick if we're hitting you with an eat or yeet and you're like, had it last night, bitch. Just keep up. Keep up.
I hate the picture. I hate the picture. I got to say.
Yeah, it looks gross. It looks like an egg. It looks like an egg.
Yeah, it doesn't look right. They got the color scheme wrong. There's something
no, but 100% I got a cop one time. I got to see what's going on.
Yeah.
I don't like sprinkles in general. I think sprinkles are silly. I think that's like to dazzle kids, but they never taste right. They often have that crunchy texture I don't want on things. But
you are right. However, the sprinkles on birthday cake Timbits are A-okay. They are really
they're softer.
But I know what you mean. Oftentimes, like sprinkles have the fakest nothing taste that is enough to ruin something. Like to actually ruin something. Sprinkles have that power.
Yeah, if you get an actual donut, like a vanilla dip donut where they sprinkle the entire top with, it's like they've dumped the whole thing on top of it pretty much. I agree with you. I don't like that, but Timbit is top tier.
That pie looks fucking good. I'll get one of those pies whenever they come out for sure.
My man, thank you so much for coming on. People check out your PK, your podcast. I'm sure 90% of the people here already watch it.
Oh, we have a grand time over there.
Yeah,
it's like this, but with more racism.
That's true. More impressions also.
True.
Yeah. And more shushing. Yeah. Lynch does shush sometimes. Lynch he's shushed before, you know, but anyways, thanks so much for coming on, brother. And to everyone listening, check out the subreddit, post some stuff there. We check it out. youtube.com/ @doubledusted for the new episodes and stuff. And hell yeah, Kyle, my man. All right, brother. Take care, everyone. Peace.